Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Marzullo here, Ram Studio Comics. Welcome back. So today's video, I want to first off say thanks for 50,000 subscribers. We finally hit that milestone and very excited for the future on here and very appreciative of everybody that supported the channel. Couldn't have done it without you. With everybody sharing, liking the videos, giving me feedback as to what to do next. All that has made for a great experience and made this channel great. So thank you very much for that. So today what I want to do for you is do a drawing challenge. I've had this requested a few times. So what we're going to do is try to draw a character in 10 minutes, 1 minute, and 10 seconds, which I don't even know how we're going to do that, but we're going to go for it anyways. So 10 minutes, I'm going to start the timer on my phone here. I think it'll sound off when it's done, but you're welcome to look at the clock and hold me accountable. And I'm going to start drawing a character. So let's go ahead and start the clock and get this going. And on this 10-minute one, I think I'll have ample time to lay out a rough sketch, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to just come back and ink over top. But then when I get to the 1 minute and the 10 seconds, I'm just going to go right to ink because there's just hardly enough time to really make something happen there. So I've kind of already know what character I'm going to draw. I'll let you see that kind of come together. It's going to be Captain America. Figured he'd be kind of fun to do just a quick headshot and get a little bit of the shield in there, something like that. Give myself some good reference lines to work with. So I've never really done this, so bear with me here. It's probably going to be pretty crude because I usually give myself a lot more time to work on my concepts. But it's good to test yourself in this regard because it allows you to really see what decisions you make when you have less time to work with. Which is very important when it comes to deadlines and completing projects on time and all that fun stuff. So it helps you really identify with your own work and see where you're at. And it could just be fun because this is really a pretty tricky thing to accomplish. So let's see where we're at. We're only at 1.5 minutes and barely got a face here, so I'll have to speed up a little bit. And so this is going to be a little bit more of an animated style, especially by the time I get to those shorter intervals of time. I won't have time to refine it and come up with anything more detailed comic style that like I generally like to do. But the more and more I draw anyways, I've been wanting to add more and more aspects of a nicer cartoon style to my work. I think it does help you to be quicker and get your stuff done on time, and then also it just really adds a certain flair to your work. I think any of the artists that are just really great artists and do really well, they have a certain, animated feel to their work that just livens it up, makes it more fun and interesting for more audiences, I believe anyways. That's one of the reasons why I think Disney is just so powerful is because they have that fun animated feel, still some really great and dynamic work, but the more edgy and the more I don't know what to call it, we'll just say edgy for lack of a better term. The more edgy your work tends to be, then the smaller demographic you tend to have. So you want to keep that fun, friendly atmosphere part of your work. Again, in my opinion, we all have got very different concepts as to what we're trying to create with our art, but that's just something that I see and identify with within my own work. Okay, so we got to get his little fin here, and I'm going with more of the old school Cap, as you can probably tell, just because that's the one that's more popular to me. Or maybe I'll put a couple little remnants of the newer style. I think the seam here is part of the new suit design or something. Okay, so we're already at 6.5 minutes based on my stopwatch there, so I got to hurry up and ink. So now I'll grab the ink pen, just go right over top of this. I generally would create another layer or something like that, but I'm just going to start inking over top. I'm also going to try to use a little bit bigger brush tip to speed through it a bit more and use some quick line weight here and there. Another thing that's great to do when you have a limited amount of time like this is to try to do quick sweeping lines to connect it together. Obviously I'm working digital, so I got that Command Z at my disposal. Just like that. Oh, that's a bad line. See the mistakes I make? There we go. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay, right there. We'll go with that one. Sheesh. This is tougher than I thought. Down to 5.5 minutes. I should have blue lined that just to make it look a little better there, but okay, so this is the stage where I generally would clean it up. And, this can be attained, just so you know, if you're working traditionally, same thing, same rules apply. You're just going to take this, except for the undos that I'm using here, obviously. And the only reason I think I'm having to do that so much is because I can't turn the page on this particular video. I don't want to anyways. I want to keep this all upright so you guys can see exactly how it's working out based on these time constraints. And I'm quickly starting to realize why I haven't done one of these videos. This is harder than I thought. Imagine that. Much like almost anything in life that I seem to attempt, it's harder than I thought it would be. Alright, we'll get there though. We're almost there. So again, try to get some thicker lines in here and there. As I do these shorter intervals, you'll see these lines are going to get quite a bit thicker and more fanned out, just less control basically. I won't have time for as much control in the work, and I think he's got a big star right here. We'll get a little bit of that in there. And if we got time, we'll do a little bit of shading. See where we're at again. I got 4 minutes left. So you can see with 10-minute sketches, and I'm not looking at reference, so I could have a few things wrong here as far as the way that I'm illustrating this. Hopefully not, but you can see we can get most of that information in place with 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is a fair amount of time to do a head and bust, at least with a rough sketch, at the level I'm at or whatever, like the speed I can draw at. I'm sure some people could do this a lot quicker and a lot more effectively, and maybe others would struggle to do even this, but it's just really where you're at with the type of work that you create and the type of style that you create. So, obviously more detailed styles are going to take longer to do this type of effect, and more animated styles are going to be a bit quicker. There's guys that can just throw this type of design right out with an animated style. So we got some more time here. We've got about 3 minutes left. So what I'd probably do is get in here and start cleaning up a bit, erasing back some of these sketched out lines. See where I can add in some more shapes of shadow. I think generally on the suit, especially the old school suit, it's got those little texture lines you'll see here and there. I kind of cheat and they don't really look as accurate as they could, but I'll do these little cross sections like this, and then I'll just shade like this. I generally will soft erase it and then just ink just this area so you don't get all the lines. You just get more of the area of effect of the shadow. But it depends on how much detail you want to add in there as far as that goes. But yeah, a little bit of that in there. 2 minutes left. Do a few more over here. I just kind of spot them in. It's kind of the same way I do bricks on a building. Never draw every brick. I just texture in a couple little spots to give the effect. And then I just try to bounce around and add little bits of this, because if you sit there and try to do every square inch of a texture like this, not only is it maddening really, but it also doesn't really help the illustration. I've found, like, a lot of times it'll distract and look too repetitive and hurt the illustration. So get some of this stuff off his face here. Maybe a drop shadow under the nose. We got 1 minute 32 seconds. Yeah, so pretty much an eye-opening experience for me. I didn't think this would be that difficult, honestly, but that's why you try things like this and venture out, so that you can realize how hard it might be and where you need to improve upon, things like that. So I think overall it's a decent sketch of Cap, but then what's going to happen now is when we get to these other ones, not nearly the amount of time allowed, so I'm not going to be able to think about this quite as much. And 40 seconds left. What else could I add here? I don't know. Drop shadow on the eyes, maybe. Bring the eyes out a little more. Glare on the one side. Probably should have a picture. I don't think you'd see that other fin, or wing. So I won't add that. Could do a little bit of background line work, I guess, because I don't know what else to add to the character. Alright, coming down on 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was the 10-minute version. Oh boy, yeah, so this is going to get pretty difficult. So here we go. So let me reset the clock at, what are we going to do now? 1 minute. And let's see if I can get in. Now I'm going to go right for inks with this because I honestly don't know how I'm going to do this, like to get it to look like Captain America in 1 minute. Because he does have a lot of details. I probably should have picked a little bit easier character or a closer-up headshot where I just focus on the face. But hey, this isn't about making it easy. It's about learning and growing and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and start the 1 minute and see if I can come up with anything. Here we go. Now, I am lucky because I do have my reference image there, essentially, so I can kind of cheat a little bit with that. But still going to be overall pretty difficult to do. So try to drop in the main features, skip around a bit. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be embarrassing, isn't it? That's awesome. Okay, and I probably won't explain a whole lot because I'm focusing on just getting this done. Let's get the smile in there. Running out of time. Eye openings. Mask opening. A on the forehead so you know it's cap. Little wing. Eyes. That's it. Goodness. And this is the part where I start to wonder if I'm even going to publish this video. Ouch. I don't know what's going on right here. What is, like, has he got a chipped tooth or something? Oh boy. Yeah, so 10 seconds. I really don't know. So maybe I'll just bring this video to a close. No, I got to do it. I really thought I would do a little bit better on that 1 minute. But what this does teach me is that my style is very... or my current level of drawing ability is very needed to have more time. I need more time, which I've often said that to my editors and people I've worked with, so I guess it makes sense. I need more time. Okay, so 10 seconds. Here we go. I got the clock set. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's go. 10 seconds. Oh, wow. That's embarrassing. Okay. So yeah, so there's boy. So there's 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10 seconds, and 10 seconds, I guess in 10 seconds I couldn't even draw Casper the Ghost, because that's what that's looking like, if even that. So there you have it, everybody. This is probably why I haven't done one of these videos, but in honor of saying thanks for the 50,000 subs, I figured I would step out of my comfort zone and give you something like this that, yeah, it was definitely an eye-opening experience for me, and I need to go back to the proverbial drawing board and see what I can do to speed myself up. Let me know in the comments section below what you thought of this video, what you'd like to see in the future. As always, keep drawing, keep having fun, and I will talk to you soon.